Hello and welcome to Jack Edwards Reserve once again here in the southeast of Melbourne for another crucial NPL Victoria clash. It's the Oakleigh Cannons taking on Dandenong City. For Dandy City, they're still lingering just 6 points outside of the relegation drop zone, obviously wanting to separate themselves from relegation trouble, but also dreaming of a final spot, which is just on the periphery of where the Oakleigh Cannons find themselves after last week's shock win over the Bentley Greens. Level on points with Port Melbourne on the live ladder on 28 points, just outside the top 6 on goal difference. Let's go through the starting teams for both sides. For the home side, they name an almost unchanged 11 from last week's victorious team against the Bentley Greens, except for one very notable change. Harry White is unavailable, so Milos Lujic, who has been really confined to the bench for the majority of this second half of the season, steps into the starting 11, having only had limited appearances, mostly in stoppage time off the bench. Elsewhere, number 11, Wade Decker starts, alongside number 23, Matthew Fascini, number 5, Blair Govan, number 10, Joe Guest, number 17, John Honos, number 99, of course, Milos Lujic, number 2, Thomas Matthews, number 13, Hamish Miller, number 8, Ryan Pashkowski, number 41, Luke Pavlu, and number 3, Ramazan Tavsan Sioglu. For the visitors, it's number 7, Shane Alinajad, of course, formerly of this here parish Oakleigh Cannons. Number 12, Sean Filipovic captains the side. Number 19, James Kelly. Number 25, Adrian Leia, returning to first team football after that horrible gash he sustained to his head, which required quite a number of stitches. Number 17, Liam McCormick. Number 24, Luke Pilkington. Number 1, Damir Salchin. Number 11, Brendan Chantalab. Number 10, Samuel Sibachwara. Number 36, Stephen Topalovic. And number 6, Carl Valeri. Of course, so all three of the former A-League stars starting for Dandy City here for the first time in quite some weeks, with Chantalab up front, Carl Valeri in the midfield, and Adrian Leia marshalling the back line, giving this team quite the strong spine. Almost ready to kick off here with Brendan Chantalab over the ball. And we're off here at Jack Edwards Reserve. What's bound to be a fascinating clash from two teams who've really found their feet after a very shaky start to the season. An early turnover from Dandy City, and here's Joe Guest on the ball, driving at the defence. Dishes it to Fascini, and it's into the danger area, but a very important sliding challenge from Stephen Topalovic sends it away from a corner. Oakleigh Cannons renowned for their counter-attacking football. Certainly utilised to great effect in that win over the Bentley Greens last week, where they were really without the ball for most of the game, but still came away with a 3-0 win. Swung into the danger area. Away at the near post. Doesn't beat the first man. It's Ramatav Sansioglu to retrieve possession. All the way back to Honos. John Honos will send it long under pressure from Chantalab. Matthews with the header. Flicks it on towards Decker. Battling for possession. Carl Valeri comes out with the ball against a former Melbourne City player. Here's Valeri on the ball here again. Former Melbourne Victory captain. Plays it back to Leia, who has time to pick out a long diagonal pass towards Alinajad. Here's Shayan Alinajad up the line. A little exchange and looking for the overlapping run, but it's behind for a goal kick. Well shielded out by the Oakleigh defence. Blair Govan there. Honos playing it short and getting it back. The pressure from Chantalab being greeted with approval by his coach here on the sideline, Ante Moric. Of course, coming in midway through the season. Wasn't working out under Željko Kuzman, but the former Sydney United legend, Ante Moric, Over 170 appearances in the old NSL. Vast experience here, alongside a very experienced assistant coach as well in Sasha Ognanovsky. That dream team has worked wonders for Dandy City so far, alongside those star mid-season recruits that made so many headlines. A big splash in the NPL world is Govan. Guest playing a little 1-2. That's a powerful run from Miller. Big collision with Topalovic. Miller trying to flick into the box, and that's out for a goal kick, but Oakleigh cannot quite believe that Miller hasn't been granted a free kick there. Damien Salchin not altogether impressed with the quality of the ball boy work here at Jack Edwards Reserve, but does finally get something to pass short to Leia. Now it's Decker applying the pressure on the goalkeeper, who sends it long towards James Kelly. Appeals for a free kick, and it is given by the referee. A foul on Ramat Tavsansioglu, and he's holding his shoulder. Kelly, no stranger to the ire of the referee, having been sent off a couple of weeks ago. Certainly a player who gives it his full intensity. Honos towards Luich. Up against Kelly. Kelly wins it at the second attempt. A lot of pressure on McCormick. He coughs it up. Here's Guest for Decker. Miller. Crisp exchange of passes here from Oakleigh between Miller, Guest and Pashkowski. They've been forced backwards. Here's Pavlu. Fashini. Sandwiched between two Oakleigh midfielders. Carvaleri giving away the free kick. Govan over the free kick. Lobs it towards Lujic, is the aerial target. It's actually missed him entirely, and it was a desperate sliding challenge from Shayan Alinejad. Lujic, of course, a huge aerial target, will be the focus of many a high ball from the Oakleigh backline this evening. A very frosty night here in Melbourne. We've had some hail. Not quite enough to put the fixture in danger. Swung in towards Govan. He's climbing, but cannot direct that header on target. Salchin sending his team further up the pitch for a longer goal kick. Matthews with the header, the Oakleigh Cannon captain. That clearance deflected only as far as Leia. Late challenge from Lujic on Leia, and that will be pulled back for a free kick. Thanks to the waving flag with the linesman who spotted that infringement after the ball had been played. Leia assessing his options. Acrobatic attempt at the header. Left him a little worse for wear. Luke Pilkington on the ground. A bit of concern here, not only from the City players, but from the Oakleigh ones as well. Tapsantsioglu was straight over there. Hoping it's not a serious head injury for Luke Pilkington. Meanwhile, Valeri and Leia in conference. Pilkington seems a little worse for wear, but we'll try and continue here. Meanwhile, City temporarily down to 10. Is Kelly. Looking for McCormick. Had to play it in a hurry. Matthews on the cover. Pilkington resumes the field. He'll be straight into it with an aerial challenge. And he gives away a free kick, pushing the back on Wade Decker. Pretty unforgiving way to be reintroduced to the action with an aerial ball. But he didn't shy away from it, Luke Pilkington. It will be the centre half coming up to take the free kick. In from Rama. Fades everybody except Alinejad. He dishes it. And here's Sibatuara looking to exploit his pace on the counter-attack. Govan over on the cover. Sibatuara maybe a signing he went under the radar, but it certainly had an influence in recent weeks. Here's Valeri. Back to Leia. Now Pilkington. Pilkington up the line for Kelly, who swings it into the area. It was just ahead of the run of Sibatuara. City bench pretty happy with that attacking move. Hollis playing the familiar 1-2 routine off the goal kick. Before eventually sending it long towards Luic. Leia won that one. Valeri winning the ball, fairly says the referee. Now Alinejad. Fake on the clearance and he dribbles up the flank. With good tracking back from Joe Guest. Alinejad's throw. Gets the second ball as well. Pilkington's clearance. Oakleigh say it took a deflection. The referee says otherwise. The Australian futsal ruse player, Shayan Alinejad, runs across to take the throw-in again. Intercepted by Pavlu. Lujic with the hold-up play. Topalovic with the rugby tackle. The referee with the whistle. Guest wanted to play it quickly, but it was nowhere near the position at which the infringement occurred, and the referee pulls it back. Leia setting the line. Govan taking the free kick. Should be an easy take for Damir Stalchin. In fact, it is. He'll restart it short through Valeri. Here's Filipovic. Back to Alinejad. Valeri. Filipovic. And that's a poor ball from Sean Filipovic. Harmlessly out for a goal kick. cagey, tentative start to proceedings here. Both teams still feeling each other out. Dandy City, a very different proposition from the last time Oakleigh faced them, as Lujic wins that header and goes down, and that's another free kick. This time more centrally, maybe just inside shooting range. Just maybe, for an adventurous try. Though you'd expect a Chris Taylor side to put this into the mixer. Lujic, Govan, Matthews all forward on the back post. Pashkowski with a little cute routine with Guest, and Guest will clip it to the back post. Here's Matthews up for the header, gets underneath it. Will it drop into the box? It will! It will! Oakleigh Cannons take the lead. Not sure who got the final touch there. I don't think Oakleigh Cannons will care. A set piece routine that just came off to absolute perfection. Oakleigh Cannons 1, Dandy City 0. I think the goal will be credited in the end to Blair Govan, who got that final touch right on the goal line. It was Matthews' initial header. Even the officials below us are not quite sure who that goal will go down to. Here's Pilkington. That's the kind of thing Chris Taylor will drill in time and time again on these cold training nights. Those set piece routines. A free kick from an area too central to really deliver anything into the box directly. Shuntalab goes down and Dandy City will have a set piece opportunity of their own. Guess taking the opportunity to redo some of his shin pad strapping. Maybe to give his defence time to reset. Liam McCormick over the free kick. Crosses it in. It's flicked on. And it's just tipped over the crossbar by John Honos. Saw it all the way, but didn't make it an easy task to pour that one out of the dropping into the top corner. Now Pilkington across to take the corner. In swinger with the left foot. What about the short one? Indeed, he will play it. And that one hasn't come off quite as well. It's away by Pashkowski. Decker looking for it. Alinejad will leave it for his goalkeeper. Bit of hesitancy. Miller heads it behind. Fans on the fence having a dodge. Here's Kelly with the chest and volley. Couldn't keep it down. Lujic's flick. Fashini was looking for it. Instead it's Valeri who clears not altogether convincingly. Pashkowski's header, and that's gone straight to Shantalab. Appeals for handball. Play goes on. Here's Valeri. Looking for Sibatuara. His pace will get him there. Let's have Sansioglu having to step in. Here's Miller for Pashkowski. Pashkowski for Decker. Under pressure. Decker's done really well there. Here's Fashini. Fashini will find Lujic. It's just a little overhit from the former Melbourne Victory man. Filipovic looking for Sibatuara. Samuel Sibatuara going up against Hamish Miller here. Miller's done brilliantly. And he finds Decker as well. Back to Pavlu. Decker wants it back. Will that one stay in? Just about will, you know. In fact, Stephen Topalovic has come across. Wanted to shield it out. Instead, he has to play on and he'll win the free kick. A shirt pull on Topalovic from Decker. Salchin takes it quickly. Pilkington with a lovely first touch. The pass wasn't too good. And Pilkington seems to be signalling that he is not really coping after that head knock. And Ante Moric will have to turn to his bench. He's telling Pilkington to tough it out for 2 more minutes. But a real blow for the visitors. A goal down and they will have to replace their starting left back. Filipovic. Valeri. Honos claims it easily under no pressure. Once the substitute warms up, it will be number 14, Jaden Unmack, to replace Luke Pilkington. Meanwhile, here's Shantalab. Pilkington. Good defensive work from Fashini. Bit of a loose touch from Guest, giving Matthews a task. McCormick, here's Valeri, looking for the run of Shantalab. Good covering challenge from Rama. And Matthews clears in the direction of Lujic. Salchin having to venture outside his box. Pilkington can only see it out for a throw. Just into the final throws in some of the other games. Green Gully up a goal, but down a man. Over at Pascoe Vale and Port Melbourne, 3-1 up at home to Dandy Thunder. Back to Matthews from Guest. Guest gets it back up against Valeri in a tight area, and the veteran reads it like an open book. Here's Filipovic for Kelly. Pilkington. Getting a lot of instruction from the bench here. I'm not sure his judgment is altogether clear at present, given that head knock. Here's Govan. Pavlu. Or Miller, in fact. Rama. That one's only finding the gloves of Damien Salchin. It's Valeri. McCormick. Salchin's ball picking out Alinejad. Now Filipovic. First touch wasn't good enough and it's nicked off his toes by Luke Pavlu. Fashini's ball was intercepted. So was Decker's touch. Valeri will chase that one down. Kelly. It's 2 for company. Dishes it back for McCormick. Elinajad. Elinajad with some nice feet. And he will strike on goal. It's comfortably blocked, and Oakleigh come away through Joe Guest. The Englishman sizing up his options. He wanted to pick out Lujic, but really could have just waited a moment longer for the run of Fashini. Now Kelly. That one's nowhere near a teammate. And Dandy City will make their first change. It's an enforced one, not one they wanted to make. Looking for the ref's attention. And they get it. And Luke Pilkington will come off to be replaced by Jaden Unmack. An unfortunate early finish to the night for the man who suffered that head injury going up for a header. He's Guest. Leia. For Unmack. Leia frustrated with himself for not measuring that pass. Spent some time out of the game, Adrian Leia, after retiring from not only professional but all forms of football, to take up a role here with Adidas in Australia, returning from the Korean second division. City able to tempt him back into action. He's Guest, looking for Pashkowski. He's got a motor on him. He'll be offside even if he gets there. Flag is up. Govan stepping in. Here's Decker. Pavlu. Calm work in midfield from Pavlu. Here's Pashkowski. Looking for Guest, who's drifted wide. There's 2 in the area for Oakleigh. Topalovic reads it well. Now here's Sibatwara. McCormick is under a lot of pressure. Unmack. Kelly wanted the ball earlier. Leia for Valeri. Kelly. Looking for Santalab. That's a lovely touch. Here's Valeri. Elinajad. This is a nice move from Dandy City. Here's Elinajad's cross in for Kelly. Couldn't get any purchase on it at all, and it stays in for Matthews. Matthews going a more direct route. Lujic up for the header. Lujic having a back and forth with the Dandy City bench. McCormick. That one's well overhit. And just below us, Pilkington is on the long walk to the dressing rooms with that head injury. Honest with the goal kick. Lujic up for the header. Morich getting in the fourth official's ear. About how long John Honos was taking over those goal kicks. Be a bit early for Oakleigh to start time wasting, surely. He's guessed into the feet of Luic. He's let it run. Don't know if he meant to. Sibatuara back to Alinejad. Now Filipovic. It's Fascini who wins it. Dandy City have the throw. Into stoppage time at the other grounds. Green Gully still leading. And they've actually received a second red card. Down to 9 men, Green Gully. But time running out for Pascoe Vale to make the most of it. That red coming in the 91st minute. Here's Govan with the free kick. Luch up for the head. Harmlessly out. And at least for now, that Alex Salmon goal in the 9th minute looks to be propelling Green Gully to victory, which of course has a big bearing on these two teams in mid-table. Topalovic having to stretch to keep that one in, and he hasn't quite managed it. It was a poor pass. If you're just joining us, Oakleigh Cannons have taken an early first half lead. The goal scorer, well, it's up to you to decide, viewers, if it was Tom Matthews' header that looped all the way in, or Blair Govan who did get a final touch before it went across the line. Here's Joe Guest. Oakleigh looking for a penalty. And I think the yellow has been shown to Joe Guest. Chris Taylor's not happy about it. Was it for the slide? Or was it for simulation? I'm not sure. Curious incident, to say the least. Here's Kelly for Filipovic. Penalised for a high foot there. That seems a little harsh. It was quite a nice touch from Filipovic. The referee says it was dangerous play. Rama seems amused more than anything. Honos with the long boot towards Luge. She's always that aerial target. Pavli. It's Kelly. Closed down by Fascini. His Decker flicked it on. Topalovic cannot find Jaden Unmack. Pashkowski's throw. Decker back to Pashkowski. Matthews. Kelly intercepted. And that's a big tackle by Sean Filipovic. He did try to pull out of it at the last second. He will get a card. Perhaps frustrated from the events a moment earlier. He did realise his mistake, but he was already in mid-air. What can Oakleigh muster from this set piece? They've already scored from one very clever routine. This one seems a little more rudimentary. Lujic can't quite win the header, but he appreciates the service from Ramazan Tavsan-Sioglu. Topalovic playing ball boy. Rama's header on the chest from Decker. Here's Fashini. Fashini looking for Pashkowski. He brings it down. Pashkowski swings it into the area. Decker just couldn't get quite high enough. He flicks it well wide. And every time Wade Decker gets on the ball, positive things have happened this evening. Certainly a man in a rich vein of form. He scored for 3 weeks straight. Four goals in 3 weeks, I believe it is. Minus the abandoned fixture at Heidelberg. Fashini stepping in. Lujic can't bring it under his spell. Rama lets it run all the way to Honos. Honos playing chicken with Sean Filipovic. The veteran goalkeeper. Celebrated 150 appearances a few weeks ago. Lovely touch from Shayan Alinejad, showing off those futsal skills. The pass wasn't so good. Decker. Decker looking for Lujic. Was headed away by Unmac, but only as far as Pashkowski. Topalovic winning the 50-50. Now here's Shantalab. Miller. For Guest. Away from the first challenge. Back to Pashkowski. Fashini getting involved. Here's Decker. Matthews is away on a determined overlap. He's made some lung-busting runs up that side already. And he'll look to chase this one down. Unmac always favoured. And the pullback penalised. Salchin for Leia. Leia, it's a veteran move. Getting his body in between the challenge and the ball. And ever since the first tackle or challenge that Milos Lujic has made, the Dandy City bench and the players have been trying to get him into the book. Filipovic. Can't find Kelly. Pavlou back to Matthews. That's Leia's challenge on Milos Lujic. Certainly an arm in the back of their head. City want a booking. I mean, Oakleigh, I should say. I think Dandy City having a bit of fun at the referee's expense there. Here's Tavsan-Sioglu, flicked goalwards by Pashkowski, an inventive manoeuvre, but only ends up in the gloves of Salchin. Valeri. Cormac with ball back to Salchin. Miller's header. Now Decker. Lujic. Was he clipped? Referee says no foul. Topalovic with Kelly. Tavsan-Sioglu reading it well. Lujic was offside. He couldn't get involved. Linejad brings it down. Guest pressing hard. Linejad's beating him all ends there. Govan. It's McCormack for Sibatuara. Back to McCormick. Promising combination here from City, and they've released Jaden Unmack down the left. Has to track back onto his favoured right foot. Of course, that's the price for losing your first choice left back. Here's a Linejad. Lovely skill again. Now for Valeri. And Shantalab trying to buy a penalty kick. I don't think the referee is particularly interested. Oakleigh bench want a yellow card for simulation. Referee unmoved. Situation where you don't envy the referee, the man in the middle. Getting plenty of appeals from both sides. Matthews with the header. Here's Lujic. Can't find Decker. There's a Linejad, he stepped in. Here's Miller. Govan. Back to Honos. Getting a few jeers from the away supporters. Topalovic always favoured over that header with Wade Decker. Here's Valeri. Govan. Under pressure here from Shantalab. It's a risky touch from John Honos, but it comes off. Lujic winning the knockdown this time. Here's Decker. Big tackle from Leia, who's had to plug his nose. Here's Pashkowski. Wanted to find Fashini. It's booted into the stratosphere. Now McCormick. Well intercepted by Pavlu. Pavlu getting a foot in there. Now Fashini delivering into the box. Away by Topalovic. Pavlu battling for it. He's done well. Here's Decker. Fashini. Lujic heading it down. Here's Topalovic. Miller winning the header. Valeri getting the second ball and using his body well. Linejad. Back to Topalovic. Sends a diagonal. Kelly gets up for it. Lujic's flick. This game has become somewhat scrappy in these last 10 minutes. As both sides scrap for a foothold. Here's Valeri. Leia. Just 1 minute of stoppage time to be added. Here's Shantalab. Kelly. Kelly shoots, and that's only just wide. Quite the connection from James Kelly, who has a real rocket of a right foot, and John Honos relieved to see that drift wide of the far post. The closest Dandy City have come to a goal. Sibatuara trying to flick it around the corner. Pavlu intercepting well. Here's Keith Miller wins the throw. Shuntalub. McCormick. Fashini. Guest. Deflected over for a corner. And Leia is absolutely furious with the way that Fashini, I think it was, came in with his studs. Certainly won the ball. It's like a State 1 game, says Sasha Ognjanowski. He's got that right. Pashkowski. In for Govan. Decker to keep it in play. Fourth official still deep in conversation with Ante Moric. Here's Shuntalub. Kelly. Looking for Sipatwara. Miller wins the header. Pashkowski's flick. McCormick battling with Guest. Now Kelly. Kelly with the step over. Honest claims well. Has been a very physical first half. Topalovic heading out for a throw. The board about to go up here. One minute of stoppage time added. Here's Joe Guest. Pashkowski. Peters out to nothing for Oakleigh. Here's Topalovic for McCormick. Filipovic. Kelly. Kelly trying to flick one out around the corner with the outside of his right foot. Honest telling the referee it was clipped by Shuntalub. Looked like Leia was all over the Milos Lujic chair, but instead it's Fashini. He was looking for Lujic, who was unmarked. Instead, Topalovic manages to send it behind for the corner, which will surely be the last action of this first half. Pashkowski's corner. It's into the back post. Away by Kelly. And the referee calls time on this first 45 here at Jack Edwards Reserve. Oakleigh Cannons with a early lead through, was it Tom Matthews? Was it Blair Govan? They won't care. A 1-goal advantage at the break. Dandy City with it all to do. And this game has gotten pretty heated here in this first half. Wonder what we'll see come the seconds. Make sure you stick around here on the NPL Victoria live stream. I'm Josh Parrish, and I'll see you again in 15 minutes. Welcome back to Jack Edwards Reserve in Melbourne Southeast on a freezing night here. Coming back from half-time, Oakleigh Cannons up 1-0 thanks to a first-half goal from Blair Govan. Having reviewed the tape, we're confident in awarding it to the centre half. Tom Matthews, the captain, getting the initial header. But Govan on the line, getting the crucial touch into the back of the net off a very well-worked short free kick routine. No changes for either side apparent at the break. Lair and Lujic wrestling. Just been quite the feature of the first half. Very physical contest. Dandy City were forced into a change earlier than they would have liked. Lujic tries to flick that one. It was this man, Jaden Unmack, making an early introduction at the expense of Luke Pilkington, who picked up a head knock after taking a tumble from a rather acrobatic headed attempt. And after several minutes trying to continue, decided it was unwise. Guest with a shot from distance, stinging the palms of Damir Salchin early on in this contest. In the second half, here's Carl Valeri, one member of that star trio, former A-League stars who signed mid-season, alongside another former Melbourne Victory captain in Adrian Layer and star striker Brendan Shantalab, fresh from Perth Glory. Lunajad. Back to Kelly. Here is James Kelly for Valeri. Plenty of pressure on him from Pavlu. He expected a run from Kelly on the right. Instead, Miller will see it comfortably behind. Let's watch this now, because one of the major gripes Dandy City had in the first half was the amount of time John Honos was taking over his goal kicks. Not messing around with this one, John Honos. Leia. Fashini. Head tennis with two former Melbourne Victory defenders. Here's Lujic. Making a rare first team start following Harry White's suspension due to accumulated yellow cards. Miller for Decker. Miller. Unmack with the header. He'll run onto his own flick. Here's played a 1-2 with Liam McCormick. But Decker, with some excellent tracking back, wins that ball back. And now Unmack wins it back from Decker. Very excellent recovery from the young man. Pashkowski. Topalovic intercepting. McCormick for Kelly. Just trying to find the run inside of Brendan Shantalab. Just hasn't had a sniff today. Here's Shantalab. Ignoring the run of Kelly. Instead he checks back to Valeri. Now's McCormack, and you can see the idea, but it just didn't quite come off for Dandy City. It's been the story of their game so far. Big welcome to you if you've moved over from the Pascoe Vale, Green Gully or Port Melbourne Dandy Thunderstreams. Lujic flicking. Layer clearing. Here's Kelly. And Miller sending it out for a throw. Looking around the league today, Avondale got it done rather comfortably at home to Hume City, 3-0. Here's Decker. Should be easy pickings for Salchin. Well, Liam Boland for Avondale extending his goal-scoring run and his lead at the top of the Golden Boot standings with 2. Topalovic wins a free kick. Probably wanted advantage there, but they'll get it underway quickly through Shayan Alinejad. Green Gully with a priceless away victory, but it's come at some cost for them. With 2 red cards, one to Tyson, another to Fletcher. Going down to 9 men, just about seeing it out, 1-0 over Pascoe Vale, and Port Melbourne with a very important 3-1 win over Dandy Thunder. Alinejad for Chantalab. Valeri. Topalovic. McCormick. Here's Alinejad. McCormick for Valeri. Filipovic. McCormick. Danny wanted a free kick. He's Lujic. He's being held by Leia, surely. And he does win the free kick. Here's Decker for Matthews. Stepalovic's header away. Alinejad trying to clean up. Pashkowski comes out on top in the end. Here's Miller. Seeing another ball into the box. Fashini. Unmax header. Matthews. Close down. That was Filipovic trying to find Kelly. It was well overhit. Slightly dangerous pass from Honos, but did elude Brendan Santalab. Tab Santioglu. Layers diving header. Guest on the chest. Here's Joe Guest. Hard to stop when he picks up pace. And surely Milos Lujic now! Milos Lujic doubles Oakleigh's advantage. What a moment for the NPL legends. Such a star in years gone by, has found himself more and more on the periphery this season, but he turns it home from close range after some excellent work from Joe Guest to make it 2-0 here at Jack Edwards Reserve. It was a really superb run from Joe Guest. Standing up 2 defenders. A delicate chip over the goalkeeper, only half parried to Milos Lujic, and he simply does not miss those. And Oakleigh's second half of the season resurgence continues here. Miller. Alinejad. Leia. Looking for Sibatuara. Filipovic wanted a free kick. Here's Pavlu. Salchin for Leia. What can Dandy City come up with here to try and turn the tide? Will they turn to their bench again? They've got Mate Duganzic, whose career at this level seems to be over after a nightmare run of injuries. Former Melbourne Heart star. Big tackle from Miller. He'll find Wade Decker. Decker sends it in early. Guest header. Lujic. Holding on for Linajad. Looking for support. Here's Pavlu. Miller. A big switch from Miller, giving Ramazan Tavsansioglu a bit of chasing to do, but he does get it done with a plum. Here's Tom Matthews. Leia will intercept. Here's McCormack turning in a tight area. And they will turn to their bench once again here, Dandy City. Here's James Kelly. Valeri. Topalovic. And it will be Mate Duganzic to enter into the fray. Great to see him back to fitness after just a nightmare, really career-long ankle problem. It started all the way back when he was trialling over in Croatia at Dinamo. Topalovic. That one's gone over the line, and that will give Dandy City the opportunity to make that change. And off comes Sibatuara. In fact, it is Sean Filipovic to be replaced. Sibatuara merely changing positions. And Stephen Topalovic will pick up the armband. He's in his fourth spell at Dandy City. Started there as a junior. It was a very different club then before the merger with Chelsea Hajduk. Returned to the club in NPL 2 to help with their promotion push. Very ambitious, upwardly mobile outfit in their first season in the Victorian top flight, and haven't they made an impression with some of the results and especially some of the signings. Pashkowski's free kick. And Decker couldn't quite bring it under control. Seems surprised the ball actually got to him there. Opportunity going begging for Oakleigh to put this game beyond doubt. Sachin. Miller favoured for the header. He's positioned himself well. His guest, Valeri, comes through with the ball. No nonsense from Rama. Here's Pachkowski, or Patchy as they call him here at Oakleigh. Topalovic robbing him. Now Valeri. McCormick. And now Duganzic getting his first touch. He's lost it out to Wade Decker with a tidy turn, but he wins it back. Mate Duganzic. Unmack. Flurry for Shantala. That's a late challenge from Unmack. And a bit of a afters here between Unmack and Blegovan, and it's Ramazan Tavsan-Sioglu, who's prone on the deck. And the referee will punish that with a yellow ticket. Honos. Alinjad gets a foot in. Now McCormick. Miller's header. Pavlu. Miller. Duganzic chasing it down. Peel for hands against Miller. Referee says not intentional. McCormick for Unmack. Duganzic. He's hit the turf, but he plays it quickly. Here's Sibatuara trying to keep it alive. He slipped. Here's Valeri. To the back post. That's gone out of play. Surely, yes. Out for a goal kick in the end. And the protestations at how long John Honos is taking over his goal kicks continue. Dandy City wanting to make the most of every precious second that remains in this contest. Kelly. Shantalab. Topalovic. Alinajad. Alinajad stepping in field. Here's Duganzic. Gets it back. Mate Duganzic across the area dangerously. Well dealt with in the end from Ramazan Tavsan-Sioglu. Here's Miller. And Mack making the interception. Leia playing it back to Salchin. Valeri. Alinajad. Nice triangle from Dandy City. Sibatuara. McCormick. Here's Duganzic. Duganzic with a deflected cross. Rammer away. Behind for a corner. And Mate Duganzic is across to take it. He's added some verve and energy to this Dandy City attack since his introduction. He'll play it short for Carl Valeri. Back to Duganzic. Blocked by Pashkowski. McCormick. Pushed in the back by Pashkowski, and Dandy City win another free kick. McCormick over the dead ball. Topalovic! And Dandy City pull one back. A superb header from Steven Topalovic. An even better delivery from Liam McCormick. And Dandy City have a lifeline here. And aren't the away fans letting Oakleigh Cannons know about it? Salchin set her away. Could that goal be crucial? Could Dandy City be on the comeback trail here? Layers tackle. Guest. For Miller. Miller clips it to the back post. Salchin can only palm it away. Pashkowski. Fashini. Guest header. Alenijad's unopposed. Valeri. Looking for the big switch. That's not measured as he would have liked from Carvaleri. A rather unorthodox ball from John Honos. McCormick, his radar was off there. Certainly wasn't when he delivered that set piece. Right onto the forehead of the run of Steven Topalovic. And the centre half finishing superbly into the bottom corner. Matthews now. Throwing down the line for Lujic. Lujic gets the flick for Decker. And good tracking back from Jaden Unmack. Pashkowski. Valeri. And it's Milos Lujic again. Similar close range to his first goal. In the right place at the right time. It's Milos Lujic's night. I think the flick at the near post came from a Dandy City player. Might have been Carl Valeri. But it was straight into the path of Milos Lujic, who does what he does best, putting the ball in the back of the net. 3-1 to Oakleigh. Will that quell the Dandy City comeback? Alenijad, nice touch. Leia for Unmack. Fashini. Decker. Topalovic will clear. McCormick's header. Kelly. Tom Matthews going down. Surely a foul. Will be paid in the end. It was a big collision. And Kelly, I think, will get a yellow card for that. He can't believe it. But he's going in the referee's book. Dandy City bench not impressed with the decision to book James Kelly. Peshkowski to deliver again. Set pieces have been very profitable for Oakleigh Cannons this evening. That's out for a goal kick. Here's Leia. Rama's header. Here's James Kelly. Kelly chipping it over. And here's Valeri on the volley. That one's well off target. Discussions around time wasting going on. Late challenge on Decker. Referee plays advantage. Pavlou spraying out for Pashkowski. Pashkowski on the dribble. Will he have a go on goal? He leaves it for Decker, who does. Wait, Decker just wide. And the pace of this game has really picked up. Dandy City will have to risk everything now. Leia. Topalovic. Wants an option. Here's McCormick. Trying to hold off Decker. Valeri. Finding Simbatuara between the lines. Alinejad. Valeri. Topalovic. McCormick. Unmack. Yeah, James Kelly. He's drifted out to the left now. James Kelly has a go and goal. John Honos gathering at the second attempt. Chantalab was right on him in case he spilled that one. Standing right in front of John Honos as he tries to take the kick. You don't see that too often. Here's Topalovic. Turning under pressure from Guest. And he evades the challenge of Decker as well. And here's Sibatuara. Sibatuara stepping inside. It's Rama cleaning up. That one nearly heading straight for our commentary scaffolding. And Dandy City will make their third and final change. It will be James Kelly coming off to be replaced by number 20, Anthony Polyak. Alinejad. Polyak straight into the action. Alinejad for Topalovic. Unmack. Unmack's ball into the box. Miller's header away for the Cannons. Here's Pavlou. Pavlou looking for Luge, who's one-on-one. He dishes it back for Pashkowski. Sibatuara tracking back. Guest. Fruitless appeals for offside. Here's Pashkowski. Cracks on goal. He's gotten under that one. Nearly into the car park from Ryan Pashkowski. Oakleigh must feel their work is nearly done here. Here's Duganzic for Unmack. Valeri. McCormick. Polyak's free on the right. He looks for him. He runs inside. Here's Alinejad for Polyak. Good sliding challenge from Miller. Dandy City will retain possession with the throw in. And here's Polyak. He just couldn't pick out the run of Sibutwara. Overhit. The unofficial Dandy City bench continues their unofficial timekeeping, I should say, of John Honos's goal kicks. Meanwhile, he's Decker. Matthews. Lujic flicked on towards Decker. Tries to bring it down. Instead, it's nicely dealt with by Topalovic. Salchin will field that one. Topalovic gave Ante Poliak a lot to do there. McCormick back with the Linajad. Duganzic. Tough ask with two defenders on him and cleared by Govan. Lujic couldn't play in a teammate. He's unmacked for Valeri. He's Sibutwara. Matthews defending well. And Joe Guest will have time to look at his options. He goes opts for Fashini, who wins it off Stephen Topalovic. Oakleigh, I believe, still yet to make a change. Here's Decker. Lujic for the hat-trick. And only just wide from Milos Lujic. Keeps popping up in dangerous areas. It was a lovely layoff from Wade Decker. That's trickle wide of the bottom right corner. Leia. For Chantalab, flicking it on. Honos gathers. It's cleared onto the roof of the stand by Tom Matthews. Unmack forward to take the throw. That's a free kick for Oakleigh. The foul from Alinajad on Wade Decker. And this is definitely shooting range for the Oakleigh Cannons. Decker looks favoured to take it. Joe Guest And Ryan Pashkowski also in discussions. It will be Wade Decker. And that's a tame effort straight into the gloves of Damir Salchin. Here's Stepalovic. Alinejad. First time into the area. No one quite knew where the ball was. Nandy City bench appealing for handball rather optimistically. Here's Jaden Unmack. Miller, who's won so many of those aerial balls this evening. Here's Wade Decker. Decker. He's found the run of Ryan Pashkowski. Oh, he nearly did. Skimmed off the wet surface and out for a throw-in. Looked like a good ball from where we're standing here. Alinejad. Decker having to do doggies to get back. Here's Sibatoara for McCormick. Pass on here for Mate Duganzic. And acrobatically away by Blair Govan. Duganzic. Whips one to the back post. Easy pickings for John Honos. Much to the frustration of Ante Moric. And here's Wade Decker again. And Guest is busting along to get up in support. Here's Joe Guest. Damir Salchin read it well. And Oakleigh will finally make a change here. Taking them till the 84th minute to do so. I think it will be Milos Lujic, the goal-scoring hero this evening, to be replaced. And now the referee will finally have a talking to with John Honos and book him for time wasting. Will be Goran Zoric to come on here to replace Milos Lujic. He's made a goal-scoring return here to the starting 11 at the Oakleigh Cannons. Will this give Chris Taylor something to think about as to who his preferred number 9 is? In the absence of Harry White, this has been quite the audition from Milos Lujic. And he goes off to great aplomb from the Oakleigh Cannons home fans. Goran Zoric on to replace him. Pashkowski looking for Decker. Decker cutting it back. Pashkowski looking for Guest to the back post. It's a brilliant save from Damir Salchin. And that's out and behind for a corner. Fantastic reflex save from the Dandenong City goalkeeper to keep his side with the barest of hopes of getting a result out of this game. Time is against them. Pashkowski. Sheeny. Decker for Guest. Fashini into the area, looking for Bashkowski. Damir Salchin can't quite field it. Zoric for Decker. Trying to chip the goalkeeper. It's just tipped over the crossbar. It's taken a touch off a Dandy City player, says the referee. It's behind for another corner. Salchin does not agree. And Salchin will talk himself into the book here. Zoric's corner. Leia heads away. Sibatuara. Valeri. Looking for Duganzic. Pavlu comes across. Alinejad. Salchin. Looking for Unmac. Topalovic. What can Dandy City muster here? Not much, it turns out, as Miller sees it behind for a goal kick. Four minutes to play, says the referee. Leia's header. Shantalab. And Santalab lashing out there, and he'll get a yellow card. Govan not impressed. Santalab, famously in his A-League career, was known to pick up bookings and occasional red cards. Pashkowski, his header doesn't reach the intended target. Will be 4 minutes of stoppage time to be added when the time comes. Santalab steps in. He's Pavli cleaning up. And it was Fashini. Zoric. Pashkowski has moved into that number 9 role. Covering challenge was from Leia. Zoric. Sipatuara stepping in. Sipatuara won it again. And the back heel from Santalab didn't come off. Here's Guest. Looking for the runner, Fashini. Fashini still going. Fashini just past the post. Just needed a touch. Almost drifted into the net on its own. Valeri. Rama heading to his goalkeeper, and the board goes up for 4 additional minutes of stoppage time. McCormick. Polyak. Anthony Polyak with a step over. He'll have a go on goal. It's just wide of the far post. Pashkowski's header for Guest. Zorich. Big tackle flying in from Adrian Leyer. Won the ball fairly for a throw. It's sent behind by Alinejad for a corner, and some precious seconds for Dandy City will tick away here. Zorich's corner. In low. Here's Govan. It's an unorthodox one. Oakleigh nearly had it a fourth. That's a waste from Damir Salchin. Matthews with the throw. Topalovic is stepped into midfield. McCormick. Sipatuara's ball in. Rama behind for a corner. Everyone back here for Oakleigh. Just about everybody forward for Dandy City. Here's Unmac. Mac looking for the far post. That's a poor ball again. Pashkowski has Guest down the line. Guest bring it to the corner. Goes down looking for a free kick, and the referee's given it. Layer's not happy. Pashkowski. Guest. Sorry for Pashkowski, and back to Guest. Alinejad. And the referee calls time on this one. Oakleigh Cannons get another positive result at home. 2 goals from Milos Lujic. 1 goal from Blair Govan. And the only consolation that Dandy City could muster was a header from Stephen Topalovic. 3-1, it finishes here at Jack Edwards Reserve. The result pushes Oakleigh Cannons into the top 6, 3 points ahead of Port Melbourne, whereas Dandy City are left languishing in 11th place. Still 6 points outside of the relegation zone, but with the hope of finals football slowly but surely slipping away from them. Thanks for joining us here on the NPL Victoria live stream. I've been Josh Parrish, and until next time, it is goodbye for now. Thanks for your company.